I'm a self-taught filmmaker. I never went to film school. I never studied filmmaking in any way. I started making films when I was a kid, when I was, I think, 7 years old. Making films using my dad's Super 8 camera and little action figures, doing stop motion films, a little bit of animation and a certain amount of live action. And I just carried on making films as I grew up. And over the years they got bigger, hopefully better, but more elaborate. And there never really was a period in my life where I completely stopped doing that. So I was always moving up eventually from Super 8 to 16mm films. And then I think what following represents is kind of the peak of what I was able to do on my own or just with friends.
From what we have already talked about Christopher Nolan so far, Following being his first film is a pretty simple one compared to his later ones. Following a man that follows people around in his own city, he eventually meets a man named Cobb, who himself is a burglar, and he follows him on his different adventures, burgling different people and following different people in their city. Upon my second viewing of this film, after a few years ago, it was interesting to see Christopher Nolan's different tactics of filmmaking again after seeing all his other films compared to this one. It's definitely a true tale in true life horror.
In films, and what I felt I'd never seen was the portrayal of a dream that you could believe in its reality. That is to say, one of the key lines in the film is dreams feel real while we're in them. And so I wanted to make a film where the experience of dreaming was addressed in that real way. So even as something extraordinary is happening, you're invested in the reality of that world. Because movies, I think, are one of the great ways in which you can open up a world for the audience and really take them someplace, take their minds someplace they might not otherwise go.
Yeah, and who really...
The next film I saw from Christopher Nolan was Inception. Having previously seen it a couple times before in the past, but not all the way through, it follows a man and his team infiltrating dreams of different people and targets to gain their secrets or to implement ideas. Having a connection to Following, with the main character being named Cobb as well as the robber and follower.
Flesh with this movie.
Gosh, well, I mean, anytime you call a film Interstellar and you're taking on the idea of getting out there into the cosmos, the idea of mankind possibly having to leave the Earth one day and find a new home out in the universe, you're making a pretty big promise to the audience to really get out there and explore, I guess, what it means to be human.
Some critics said this about you, that it's the most confusing and least confusing of Christopher Nolan pictures. Do you think that that's true?
I think it's very true because it's a very simple story in a lot of ways. It's really about a father and his relationship with his children and the way in which it's tested. He has to leave his children behind and go off and save humanity. But things it gets into have a lot of complexity to them. They have a lot of ramifications to them, a lot of interesting things and things about the fabric of the universe, about science.
And the power of love, though, Christopher. That's the thing that I like about...
After Inception comes a personal favorite of mine, Interstellar. Following a man on Earth in the near future, as the Earth is becoming harsher and harsher with its environments, a group of astronauts ventures out into the galaxy, into an unknown part of the universe, to find new ways to live.
I love you forever. Potentially habitable worlds right within our reach.
Could save us from extinction.
Here we go. You can't just think about your family. Now you have to think bigger than that.
I am thinking about my family and millions of other families.
Maybe we've spent too long trying to figure all this out with theory. Love is the one thing that transcends time and space.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
All right, to make it!
Yes, you are.
In my opinion, Interstellar is the combination of all of the best attributes of Christopher Nolan's filmmaking and films, as it explores themes of space, time, life, love, family, and what's really important in life. The chance to talk to many of you on YouTube right now about these films and his filmmaking style is a gift that I can only appreciate more and more every day. I thank you for your support, and I thank you for your involvement in making this project possible.
The main attraction of the project, really, as a father myself, a father of
How many
four
children?
kids, 4 children, and my oldest is a daughter, Flora, and I think I really strongly responded to that element of the script.
You know, but people who watch your movies say there's symbolism in everything. Do you like that people go into your movies trying to figure out what is Christopher Nolan saying this time? Or do you think people are reading too much into it?
No, I encourage people to just come to the movie as an entertainment, as a ride, because what I've found with all of my films, people who approach it like it's a crossword puzzle or something, they get frustrated. So really for me, it's about saying to people, no, come and be entertained, and come and go on this journey with these characters. And it's been a wonderful thing to see.
Coming up next, we have Tenet and Oppenheimer and Dunkirk.